Good afternoon, this is Paul Turner, the Immigration Brass at Imperium Chambers, bringing you the immigration news as it happens. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button to stay up to date with anything that's happening in the immigration world. Today I'm going to be talking about the new Home Office concessions and updates regarding the coronavirus pandemic. It's good news to be talking about some concessions for a change, and there have been some. The Home Office have recently updated its guidance for migrants in the light of the coronavirus pandemic on the 1st of June 2021. There are some significant changes and helpful concessions contained within the guidance, but as to how long they will last is anybody's idea. My view would be that if they apply to you, apply now and do not delay. If the guidance is changed and is less compassionate, you may miss out on your opportunity to stay in the United Kingdom or enter the United Kingdom. This is particularly true for those who have or want to get indefinite leave to remain for the reasons that I'll go into. At the outset, I would suggest that if you are in the UK or abroad and want to come in the UK, that you contact me or another reputable lawyer before making any application, as the rules are very complex. This video is going to highlight some of the more important changes that the Home Office have recently announced. Firstly, and this makes a change given some of the videos, we will start with the concessions that the Home Office have announced. These relate to a relaxation. This is one of the main ones in respect to family and private life. It relates to a relaxation of the minimum income requirement for those seeking leave to enter the United Kingdom or leave to remain. The immigration rules, as we know, provide that you must have evidence of 18,600 for a spouse, more if there's children. However, the new guidance provides that if you've experienced a loss of income due to the coronavirus up to the 31st of May 2021, the Home Office will consider employment income for the period immediately before the loss of income, provided the minimum income level requirement was met for at least 6 months before the income was lost. Also, if your salary has been reduced because you've been put on furlough, the Home Office will take into account your income as if it was 100% of your salary, not the 80% that you received through the furlough scheme. So that's welcome. If you're self-employed, and often the self-employed have a very difficult time of proving their income, a loss of annual income will, due to the coronavirus between the 1st of March 2020 and 31st of May 2021 will usually be disregarded along with the impact on employment income for the same period for future applications. So that's positive. As I say, this is very positive news for those people that have either lost their jobs or have been furloughed. As previously, the Home Office have stuck to a rigid application of the financial threshold, which has caused a lot of suffering for a lot of people in the past. Next, we'll move on to that if you want to come or remain on a fiancé visa, this can be extended if you've been unable to marry as a result of the pandemic. This is a lot of the problems clients of mine have faced because registry offices are simply shut or have been shut due to the pandemic. Also, and this is a very big concession, the Home Office have relaxed its rules on specified documents. As many people have found out, if you don't provide the specified document, this usually leads to a refusal. Well now, in some cases, the Home Office have decided that they will be able to proceed with your application without seeing certain documents if you can't get them due to the coronavirus. On the other hand, they may ask you to submit the specified documents after you've made the application. So that's a welcome relaxation for people that are perhaps fretting because banks are shut or businesses won't give them the documents. Moving on, if you're asked to take an English language test, which is another key factor as part of your application, you can apply for an exemption if you can show that the test centre was closed or you couldn't travel to it due to the coronavirus when you actually made your application to come. There is also a number of concessions for people who either have or want to get indefinite leave to remain, or alternatively people that want to avoid breaks in their leave, as the Home Office have announced that if you're unable to travel back to the UK due to the coronavirus restrictions and your leave has expired, a short break in continuous residence will be overlooked. Now, this is of vital importance to a lot of people. You are, however, expected to make your next application as soon as possible, but that's a big concession given the various cases we've discussed, HOC, ASIF, etc. recently. While on the subject of indefinite leave to remain, the rule is generally that if you're outside the UK for 2 years, your ILR can lapse. But this rule has been softened because if you've not been able to return within 2 years due to the pandemic, you can apply to keep your indefinite leave to remain. However, this will need to be done properly in order for it to succeed. In respect to people that have overstayed, or if there's been a short break in their leave between the 1st of March 2020 and 31st of May 2021, this won't be held against you. Further good news, which is really a continuation, is the policy of allowing Tier 4 students and Tier 2 workers to start their studies or start their work after they've made the application before they get a decision, something that previously just wasn't allowed. Again, Tier 1 entrepreneurs will no longer need to employ at least 2 people for 12 consecutive months. The 12-month period you're required to show can be made up of multiple jobs across different months, but it must be equivalent to 2 full-time jobs. So that again recognises that the fractured economy due to the pandemic. Startup migrants, they can apply for an extra year to their visa, making it 3 instead of 2, allowing them to grow their business. Also, in respect of NHS workers, there is at present no limit on the amount of hours you can do. You can work in other places within the NHS. You can also take on other jobs and do anything really. And there are no limits to the amount of hours that you can work, and your sponsor doesn't need to notify the Home Office. That's the good news. The other side of the coin, and the Home Office highlight this, is that the Home Office expect everybody else to take all reasonable steps to leave the UK where it is possible to do so, or to apply to regularise your stay. That's something that I can help you with if you want to. If you intend to leave the UK but you haven't been able to do so and your visa expires by 30th of June 2021, you can request additional time to stay, which is something called exceptional assurance, which will protect your position. But again, this is something that needs to be done properly with proper evidence, and something that I can help you with. Also, sadly, the Home Office are going to close the opportunity for NHS workers and their dependents to extend their visas for free on the 1st of October 2021. So if you work for the NHS, at present, you can apply for an extension for free for you and your family members without paying the immigration health surcharge, as long as you do it before the 30th of September 2021. This has been a good concession, and it's very sad to see it coming to an end as it were as we come out of the pandemic, and shows how the government's really disregarding the heroes in the NHS after they're no longer needed. But that's perhaps a video for another day. Anyway, I hope I've given you a reasonable roundup of the Home Office concessions that have recently been announced. As I mentioned at the beginning, if you're thinking of trying to regularise your status in the United Kingdom, do contact me or contact another reputable lawyer. It's vital you do it properly. If you make any mistakes, the Home Office are likely to pounce on them, and this could have disastrous effects for you and your family, and in particular in respect of indefinite leave to remain, whether you get it, keep it, or whether you will qualify for it in the future. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please stay safe. Please subscribe to my channel, as I mentioned earlier, and hit the notification button. Thank you again. This is Paul Turner, the Immigration Barrister at Imperium Chambers.